What's going on, everyone? So, the Lakers held a press conference. JJ Redick is officially the Lakers head coach. There was a ton of great gems in that presser. If you didn't see the presser, go check it out. It's on the Los Angeles Lakers official YouTube channel. I also did a breakdown on As It Stands Lakers, if you want to kind of hear my thoughts and opinions and kind of give you cliff notes of the presser. If you're somebody that doesn't want to watch the whole thing, whatever. But JJ Redick talked and hit on kind of like the vision and direction of just everything, right? The culture, the infrastructure, what the Lakers want to do, ways to improve around the margins. Kind of gave even some numbers and analytics to back up certain talking points. Talking about like offensive rebounds. The Lakers 29th in offensive rebounding, right? Like he really did go, and I really enjoyed all of his answers. They were very calculated. It wasn't just like, oh, yeah, No, it was like he took every question head on and had a real thought out answer. It wasn't just, selling. It wasn't just, no, he just, hey, this is the situation. This is what we got to do. This is how it goes. But one of the things that they talked about in that press conference that I want to discuss specifically is Anthony Davis and kind of the vision for AD. What you saw JJ do is he basically explained, hey, look, you see all these other centers in the league, and you see the way that they're utilized and the ceilings that they have. And then you look at how Anthony Davis has been utilized the last few years, and he hasn't been utilized in the same manner. I mean, how many times have we seen Anthony Davis have, 30 through 3 quarters and then doesn't even touch the basketball in the fourth? Like, that is ridiculous. You have to, as a head coach, acknowledge that and adjust that. I mean, Anthony Davis is your best player. He's the guy. He's the number one option. Get him the basketball. And so you saw and heard him say that. But specifically, he talked about Anthony Davis as a center, right? Now, a lot of people want Anthony Davis to play the 4 and have a center come in and play the 5. But as I've said repeatedly, as long as LeBron is on this team, more likely than not, AD is going to play the 5. LeBron is going to play the 4. Now, look, could JJ, some games maybe start AD at the 4? Could that eventually be an adjustment or change at some point? Right? There's always a bunch of possibilities. However, all the discussions centered around AD and how they want to elevate AD. They want to put AD in a better position to succeed. They want to make AD better, that they believe he has another kind of gap he can fill, right? It was all discussed as him playing the center. He was compared to the other centers. So, again, that signals to me, like, why would you strictly talk about Anthony Davis as a center unless you're planning on him playing the center, right? And, again, I know a lot of people are hoping that, hey, maybe AD will slot to the 4. Again, the problem is LeBron. It's not Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis has been incredibly vocal and very outspoken about how he doesn't want to play the 5. He doesn't want to have to band with the big boys. He wants to play the 4. Wants to move back to the 4. But he understands the reason the Lakers aren't doing it just to spite AD, just to upset AD, just to, hey, let's see how long we can play him at center before he requests a trade or anything like that. It's because LeBron playing the 4 at this stage of his career, at his age, gives him the best opportunity to preserve his body and not have to exert himself to the levels that he would if he played the 3, right? Think of most 4s in the NBA compared to most 3s, right? 4s are usually slower. They don't really shoot, right? Like, so LeBron can just basically stay in that scout mode, stay in the paint. And even if they do shoot out on the perimeter, most of them aren't elite 3-point shooters. So you see, like, LeBron won't even go out and challenge at times. But imagine him having to play the 3. Now he's got to chase around twitchier perimeter guys. And now he's got to chase around these quick athletic forwards. Yes, he has the foot speed. Yes, he has the strength. Yes, he can still do that. But to have him do that for 35 minutes a game, average 65 games a year or 70 games a year, the dude's going to be done. halfway through the season. So again, LeBron's more likely than not going to continue to play the 4. You're very likely going to see Anthony Davis at the 5, LeBron at the 4. Doesn't mean that maybe certain matchups, maybe that changes, right? Maybe if they play, a Denver, maybe JJ does go with like a big fella in the middle, Anthony Davis and LeBron, right? And maybe just through the road, maybe it starts that way, but you start AD at the 5, you start LeBron at the 4, and then, but they're only playing, say, 20 minutes at those positions. And then AD's playing the other 15 at the 4, and LeBron's playing the other 15 at the 3 or whatever, right? Like, just because he says that, like, and talked about Anthony Davis as a center, but it's just, once LeBron leaves, I do believe that they'll move AD to the 4, right? Because that just makes the most sense. But AD's also adapted and changed himself too to play the center, right? He bulked up, added weight, and he's been dominant as a center, right? I mean, his best metrics are with him as a center. Again, he doesn't want to play it, but he didn't do all that stuff and make the adjustments and make the changes and do the things necessary for him to play more at the center position if he didn't understand the situation. Anthony Davis is sacrificing for LeBron James, right? So, got to do for the team. And yes, I would love to see whatever. Let's get Valanciunas or something, and he's the starting center. Or, draft Zach Edey, and he's the starting center alongside Anthony Davis. I just don't, just based on the way that they phrased everything, which again, everything was very thought out. It wasn't like, JJ wasn't just throwing out answers that were just all willy-nilly, right? Oh, yeah, No, like, everything was very calculated in his response, right? So that to me signaled that, like, no, like, Anthony Davis is going to be the 5, because again, they spoke about everything with him as the 5, which is fine. Again, I don't mind him being the 5, right? We didn't lose to Denver because Anthony Davis played the 5, right? We didn't lose to Denver the previous year because Anthony Davis played the 5. We lost to Denver because role players didn't show up, and we couldn't stop Denver, right? No center is going to stop Jokic. Like, Jokic hasn't been our problem. It's everybody else, right? Jokic is always going to do Jokic things. There hasn't been a guy in the league that has been able to slow down and stop Jokic. You had Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns, and Jokic had his best playoff performance of his career. Right? And just made both of those guys look like his, hold my pocket. I was going to say something else, but literally made Rudy Gobert 4-time Defensive Player of the Year and Karl Anthony Towns, a legit 7-footer, basically hold his pocket the entire series, right? And so, again, you're not going to stop Jokic. Like, Jokic isn't the problem, right? Like, it's Jamal Murray playing like he's prime Michael Jordan. It's Aaron Gordon averaging 20 and 10 when he's averaging, 8 and 6 everywhere else, right? It's Michael Porter Jr. shooting like he's prime Klay Thompson. Like, it's all of the other guys, right? It's our role guys not stepping up. It's the offensive schemes, defense. There's so many. It's everything but Anthony Davis playing the center. Now, again, would I like to see AD play the 4? Sure. If we have a high quality caliber center, then yes, of course, right? But I just, again, it's like, it's more so LeBron and about keeping him right? And keeping him in position. Now, look, if the Lakers were able to land, I don't know, Joel Embiid or something like that, then yeah, the Lakers would probably, hey, Bron, sorry, you gotta play the 3 and we'll figure it out, right? Or you put him at the point or something, right? You figure it out. But they're not getting that. Any center that they get is not gonna, like, there won't even be an argument of who's better at the center position, right? Even if you get a Valanciunas, Anthony Davis is a better center than Valanciunas. It's just the idea of playing him at the 4. But LeBron and AD at the 4 or 5, you stack that up against anyone else. Like, who's a better 4 or 5 in the league? There isn't. Literally, there's not a better 4 or 5 in the league. And so the idea is to get more perimeter oriented, shoot more threes, right? Get shooting. Anthony Davis can't shoot threes, right? Like JJ talked about him taking a couple more, right? Needs to work on his 3-point shooting, but it's not like you put a big fella down center. Like the Lakers aren't going to be able to shoot and run the offense that they want to do, right? I mean, obviously, again, if you get like a Miles Turner or something, but that's, again, realistically not going to happen. So again, Anthony Davis, as long as he is on the Lakers, or Anthony Davis is alongside LeBron on the Lakers, he's going to end up playing the 5. Like, it's how it is, right? Like, it's Anthony Davis has said time and time again he doesn't want to play the 5. But he made the adjustments. He made the change. He did everything, and he's playing the 5 willingly. For what? Why? Because everyone understands the situation. Again, like, we haven't had all these coaches come in and play LeBron at the 4 and AD at the 5 just because they think that. No, it's because LeBron wants to be the 4. Like, Anthony Davis wants to be the 5. I mean, LeBron, even on Mind the Game, talked about how he just doesn't have it in the tank anymore. So what's the best way to mask and hide LeBron? Oh, it's him playing the 4. You can't mask him at the 3, you can't mask him at the 2, you can't mask him at the 1, because he has to chase around and be out on the perimeter. But him playing the 4, especially in today's NBA, like 4s are just kind of like bigger 3s, but they're just not as skilled, right? So he's able to kind of just navigate that and take time off, take possessions off. Right? I get the frustrations. Right? I would like to see AD play the 4 too. I'd like a big dominant center that we could play and then have the 2 bigs, right? But again, it's very unlikely. And based on that presser, it sounded like Anthony Davis is going to be the 5. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? What are your thoughts? Do you like the idea of AD playing the 5? Do you think, like, no, he has to play the 4? Do you think LeBron plays the 4? Again, how do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.